Gianni, reflections on last season. Firstly, how did it go?
I was really happy with my season last year, ranked second overall, but one of the main things was that it was the most consistent season that I'd ever had. I ran a PB and was able to run consistently around my PB every single race that I ran, wherever it was, in any conditions.
So your PB was 13.54?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so where was that done, and why do you think you broke through in your PB this season, or last season, should I say?
So, well, I ran it at an open meeting, and it was just a small PB. But I ran like sort of PBs in certain conditions, like most of the year. My best run that I think I had was near the end of the season in Italy. I think what the main thing I think happened was that I was able to train consistently, and most of that is down to being injury free, and it's the quality training that I've been doing over the last couple of years, and just being able to do everything consistently, and then it translates to a good consistent season.
With the athletes who are with Cedar Hall, a lot of them 18, 19 years of age, has your training changed? Say you're now 25. Has your training changed over the last, say, 5 years?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing that's been the issue for me is injuries, and over the last three years, going back a little bit further, I was littered with injuries all along the season. So, since then, I've been able to stay consistently injury free, and I think that is the reason why I was more consistent. I don't think there's any pattern really for the age in which you can actually have success. I mean, if you look at medalists from the past from Olympics and medalists from Commonwealth Games and such like that, age really has been a broad range of ages. Some people do it quite young, some people show you a lot of promise but don't go on, but then people come back later, sometimes in their 30s as well, to do well. So really, for me, I want to build seasons like I had last season as opposed to before that a lot more, so I can...
all your training sessions, what's the hardest one?
I would say speed endurance sessions are pretty taxing. They're just energy sapping. They're the ones that I really want to get good at as well. So you have to really push your body out to improve in those sessions. Yeah, so they're the hardest.
Do you look at the guys on 12.9 or 13 dead or 13.1 and think, what is it? That's half a second. What is it that I haven't got yet that they've got? Do you look at it that way, or you just crack on with where you are at the moment?
I think it's a little bit of both. You have to look above you to sort of get ideas and see what the differences are. But then also, really, when it comes down to it, I can only train to the maximum capacity that I have. So when I'm doing reps, when I'm doing anything in training, I have to be fully focused on what I can do and do the best I can, and not be too focused on what other people are doing. But yeah, no, I do.
We're here at Cedar Hall in Stanford Hope. What help have they given you?
Well, I mean, they came at exactly the right time for me, actually. It was... Those injury years that I was talking about really were the ones that really faltered and made me not really be able to push my PB out. I ran a really good PB when I was 21, but in those years I had nothing but hamstrings and all sorts of things, and that was a process of me trying to train to get better, but not really having that medical side of it really sorted, which is what you need to sort of balance it out. So when they've come in now, I'm able to train to a certain capacity and also get the right amount of recovery in. I think it is the priority for the reason why I was so consistent last season.
Winter. Now we're in the depths of winter. What's your training like?
I'm at the heaviest stage of my training at the moment. Most of it's sort of a lot of load, a little bit slower, but I have to build that strength so I can last a longer season out. So yeah, it is I'm at my hardest time of the year, I would say, in terms of training, in terms of the body. And when maybe another month or so, I'll start sharpening up ready for the indoor season.
And indoors, is that 60 metres? Is it?
Yeah,
yeah,
a little bit shorter. Yeah.
Is that, how are you with that? You started and you finished.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what my problem is with it. It's I prefer the 110s because it's more of a test, I think. And it really irons out who the best hurdlers are. You do need a lot more speed and all that for the 110s, but I do like it in terms of, I think it's a real test of a hurdler's capabilities.
Europeans and Commonwealths next year, you must have hopes in both.
Yeah. I mean, the Europeans is a British event, the Commonwealths is an England event, and I know that if you get into the England team, with the strengths that we have in England, that you can actually go there and actually potentially win it at the Commonwealths. With the Europeans, it's a lot more of a tougher test, I would say. But I know that when you do qualify for the Great Britain team, the standards are so high for us and stuff that I just know that you can go there in good shape and compete with everyone.
But you've got the qualifying time for the Commonwealth, so that does not necessarily guarantee your place in the England team.
No, that's because it is so strong. There's more than the allocated allowance that England can take that can do that. So. Yeah.
So will that come down to the actual qualifying in an actual competition?
Yeah. Well, it's a cutthroat sport, ours, and they don't pick the team until very late on. It's different in other sports, I know, but maybe a month before the actual Commonwealth Games, they will select the team. And I think especially in our event, it will come down to probably a little bit of form and a one-off race between us all.
But we look forward.